The Lord be with you.
And with your spirit.
A reading from the Holy Gospel according to Mark.
Glory to you, O Lord.
The disciples of John and of the Pharisees were accustomed to fast. People came to Jesus and objected, "Why do the disciples of John and the disciples of the Pharisees fast, but your disciples do not fast?" Jesus answered them, "Can the wedding guests fast while the bridegroom is with them? As long as they have the bridegroom with them, they cannot fast. But the days will come when the bridegroom is taken away from them, and then they will fast on that day. No one sews a piece of unshrunken cloth on an old cloak. If he does, its fullness pulls away. The new from the old, and the tear gets worse. Likewise, no one pours new wine into old wineskins. Otherwise, the wine will burst the skins, and both the wine and the skins are ruined. Rather, new wine is poured into fresh wineskins." The Gospel of the Lord.
Praise to you, Lord Jesus Christ.
Yeah, our Lord's words here are at once beautiful and then kind of mysterious too, or at least in their application for us. I mean, no one's walking around with wine and wineskins, right? Not that I know of. So you kind of, okay, neat in that context, but what about, what's I say now? And I think if I were to just kind of, what's the heart of the message here? It would just be that Jesus is doing something new. Like he's a revolutionary in the sense of like he's doing something fresh. And the temptation when that happens is to see like a discontinuity with the past, a rupture of the past, and think that this is something just totally out of the blue and different. So I think that's why some people in our Lord's time kind of couldn't quite get what he was up to, because it looked like a rupture from the past and just something new, and they weren't down with that. But if you take our Lord's actions in their whole, we see that our Lord himself says, I came not to abolish the law, but to fulfill it. So yeah, he is doing something new, something fresh, but is still in continuity with the past. He still has the prescripts and the traditions of the past, but with the heart of their meaning. Excuse me. So I think that's one way of kind of reading, especially this last line, is that no one puts new wine into old wineskins. Rather, new wine is poured into fresh wineskins. So he's doing something new that still is in continuity of the past, but it's definitely new in expression. So I just bring that dynamic up. It still goes on. So I think of the Second Vatican Council. That was something new and fresh, but it is not in discontinuity with the past. So Pope Benedict XVI wrote a document. He spoke of like there's two ways of interpreting the Second Vatican Council, and that is the hermeneutic of rupture or the hermeneutic of continuity. Hermeneutic means interpretation. So it's interpretation of continuity with the church of all time, or a rupture, something new. And you can go both ways, and you got to stay in the middle. But we definitely want to resist the idea of a hermeneutic of discontinuity, that we're not still emphasizing the dogmas, the doctrines, and disciplines of the past. Those are still real, with new fervor, with new impetus in our 20th century. So anyway, I bring that up a little bit. There can be a temptation that a lot of times to just want to kind of just start over, just erase the past and start over. Our Lord doesn't work that way. He always picks us up where we're at and we move forward. There's a continuity with the past, and there's continuity with traditions in the faith that he redeems it. He brings out good of it. It's part of our history. It's part of who we are. So anyway, maybe that shed a little light on today's gospel. But also as we just go forward both in the faith, to always see this entire breadth of our faith, even back in the Jewish times. So much of what we do here in the liturgy has Jewish roots. Okay, so, and then all throughout Christian history, we're still deeply rooted in that reality. It's very rich, but it does have new expression. Okay, but then also with our own personal lives. Like our Lord doesn't start over. He picks us up where we're at. He redeems the past, and we move forward.